Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your WWE Clash at the Castle 2022 preview and predictions. We have decided to not only preview, predict, but also live react to most of this show at least, which we hadn't planned on, but they are really making this show out to be a really big deal. We're going to have a massive three-way Universal Championship match. Oh, actually, it's not even a three-way. It's just a straight-up one-on-one between Reigns and McIntyre. I thought they were going to make it a three-way involving Cross, but that's not happening. We've also got the big six-woman tag team match. We've got Liv Morgan defending the SmackDown Women's title against Shayna Baszler. Riddle Rollins, which I don't even know, John, if you were going to want to watch that. We've got Gunther defending the Intercontinental Championship against Sheamus. And we've got Edge and Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor and Damian Priest. So those are the matches announced. I'm curious how you feel, like what your rating would be for your hype level for this show.
I'm thinking 7.5 is probably the most honest that I'm feeling.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. I think the first number that popped into my head immediately before you even spoke up was 6. So, being as honest with myself as I possibly can be, I'm going to just say that my hype level is currently at a 6, and maybe that'll change by the end of this. I don't know.
Yeah, because I just think the matches that I am looking forward to, I really am looking forward to. I think they've done a fantastic job building the main event from what I've seen. Drew especially has gotten a lot of shine for this. I think him and Fox Sports or whatever like that, they did something really special for Drew, some kind of documentary or something on the road to this that I hope to check out. Because apparently it was really good from what I'm hearing. Liv, I don't know, obviously not keeping up with the product super actively, it feels unfair to comment on her title reign, but it just feels like, oh wow, can you believe Liv is still surviving these situations? When what I liked about her Money in the Bank win was it very clearly showed how much better of a wrestler she had become, even from last year's Money in the Bank. And now it's oh, this really capable, competent wrestler, it's oh, what an underdog she is, because first it was Ronda, which I hate how up her ass WWE just still seems to be, at least character-wise. And then Shayna, who I love that Shayna's getting rehabilitated, and we're kind of going back to basics with her. It just kind of sucks that it's at Liv's expense when I really was happy for her that she won the title. Honestly, Intercontinental title match is kind of mad to me. I think Sheamus has been doing solid work, nothing against him, but I really would have loved to have seen Sammy in this spot, just because I feel like him and Gunther, but it's not the right time for Sammy. I think if Sammy goes back to being the babyface even within the next couple months, if Gunther's still champion, we can absolutely circle back around to that, and it would be amazing. I'm already thinking about WrestleMania, and I feel like Sammy Gunther could be a great WrestleMania match, but Sheamus in this spot doesn't really do much for me. That tag match sounds like garbage. I'm just going to be honest. Judgment Day, I don't know if they're getting back on track with them. I heard Triple H is kind of believing in Finn and wanted to bring the credibility back up, but it's still I'm not there yet.
Wow, I'm really surprised that you're not looking forward to that tag match. I just feel like Edge and Ray are this classic SmackDown 6 tag team, and then you get a couple of guys like Priest and Balor, who I know we both like. I'm surprised you're not into that at all.
I think the in-ring will be good. No doubt. It's just I think the narrative getting there is going to... Because I still think the big thing is going to be Dominic Mysterio defecting. And, I'm sorry, but, neither one of us gives a fuck about Dominic Mysterio, so that's not going to be a visceral thing for me, It's not going to be oh, my God, Dominic, how could you do this to your dad? I don't give a shit.
I feel like it'll be the opposite. I feel like we'll be yeah, fuck yeah, good job, Dominic. It's about time you finally grew a backbone, that kind of thing.
But honestly, I feel like, and I love that we're so into this product because it's really furnished me with a better language to articulate moments like this. I think it'll be another Mai Sakurai situation, where I'll be excited for him at first, and I'll be okay, let's see what you do with this. But he's not really going to do anything with it. Now, maybe I'll be wrong, and I'm always open to being wrong. But I just feel like he's still going to be mad to us at the end of the day, just with a fresh coat of paint. That was an initial wow, and then it's oh, okay. So, yeah, I could go through everything else, but...
To be fair, yeah. I don't give a fuck about Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
Even as a heel, I don't give a fuck. The thing that I like about the possibility of this happening, it's twofold. First of all, it means no more Ray and Dominic teaming up anymore bullshit. And B, it's just going to fucking devastate Ray, and that's going to be so delicious.
It is. glad you're looking at the glass half sadist on this one. I
Yeah.
could talk about. Oh, I like that. I like that. Keep that energy. I could talk about everything else, but obviously we're gonna go through the matches one by one. So fuck it. Let's get to our first matchup here.
Um, I would say sort of the least relevant match on this card would be Riddle Rollins. How do you feel?
Oh yeah, that match. Since you're asking me how I feel, and therefore you seem comfortable with me starting, what the fuck are you doing with Seth Rollins? Because you know what really angers me about this match, and now I'm convinced of it. Because there was a point where I'm like, maybe they'll let Rollins win, but dude, here's the thing. I feel like Riddle is like a Triple H guy, and I know
Mm-hmm.
even more stuff has come out about him. And I didn't even bother to read the Twitter thread. I don't know if you did. I'm be upfront and tell you I did not.
No, yeah, dude. Honestly, I'm gonna be upfront with you too. I don't know if I would even buy into the idea that Triple H likes Riddle all that much because I mean, Riddle was in NXT and he got featured, but he was never really in the main event scene from what I remember.
True, and I mean Seth Rollins is the original Triple H guy. I mean, let's be
Right.
real.
Well, and not
The
only
work that
that,
he
but
had been doing it.
also doesn't Triple H have a history of not liking guys that have like weed gimmicks? Like he fucking hated RVD for that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I just, I guess for me, when we look at Seth Rollins' current trajectory, like he lost 3 matches to Edge, and then most recently he lost the 3 matches to fucking Cody, which I hated. I still haven't
Blech.
gotten over that. Yeah. I just wanted to join in there. Um, and I'm like, I want to get my words because I don't want to be angry because that's not good content. It's overrated content. Like, I feel like they're in a position with Seth where, to me, he should be a title holder at least. I honestly, if Roman wasn't on his like Thanos God heel bullshit, where he's held the one title for 2 years, and then the unified title, I don't even know how long that reign's been going on already. I would want Seth to be one of the world champions. I think his work has been of that quality. I couldn't even put a number on it. I just feel like it's been for the longest time now.
Right.
But they just seem to be like, I'm on a different wavelength with Seth Rollins than the company is. Because the company, meanwhile, is like, yeah, he's doing amazing work. This is the time we get other people over because Seth is so hot. We need to spread the wealth around. And this is one context where I'm not necessarily for it, given who they've spread the wealth around to.
Right.
Edge is cool, but it's Edge. He was already made. He was already wealthy in the
Yeah.
sense that I'm using the term.
Yeah, no, you didn't need to use Rollins to get Edge over. Edge is a made man and has been for a long time.
Cody, I will fully own up to my bias. Fuck Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
And then Riddle, it's the same thing. And why I'm saying all this, guys, there would have been a time if we would have done this prediction even like 2 weeks ago. I would have said, oh, tentatively Rollins. But after he fucking eviscerated him verbally, bringing up the wife and the kids, Riddle's got to beat the crap out of him to me. He's got to get that like dominant victory, at least in the closing moments of the match. I'm sure it'll be like a competitive match, but I think Riddle's going to win. And I'm sorry, that just leaves a bad taste in my mouth for a variety of reasons. But keeping it to the wrestling, that's another feud that Rollins is doing all this great work, and like he loses to the guy in the end. But like low key at one point, I don't think I have it anymore. And plus, the year is far from over anyway. We've still got a few months left. I had Seth Rollins as Jobber of the Year in my placeholder for our year-end awards because I think he just keeps fucking losing these feuds and going nowhere. So yeah, I'm just gonna say Riddle wins, and I'm salty about it. I think it's a crock, honestly. So yeah, that's me. How are you
Well,
feeling?
I am 100% on board with what you said, man. I literally, I'm like over here sitting here like, preach that gospel, brother. Preach that gospel because you're not saying anything that I anywhere close to disagreeing with. I think you're completely on point. I don't have anything to add, honestly. Yeah, I also think that Riddle's gonna win, and I also hate it. And that, yeah, the the recent Twitter thread was basically someone that like it was known that he was with her. Like he literally was at the WrestleMania like Hall of Fame kind of stuff and the WrestleMania red carpet and stuff with the woman whose Twitter account this is coming from, and she is basically saying that like yeah, she didn't believe the Candy Cartwright accusations, but now she does because she's experienced them now firsthand. So like yeah, the dude's a piece of shit. He's basically a fucking sexual deviant and not in like the cutesy Christian, oh, you do butt sex? That's disgusting kind of bullshit. But like literally, like there was one story she told where she woke up to him shoving his dick in her mouth, or at least trying to, or like, kind of straddling over her head with his dick hovering over her face, expecting oral, expecting a BJ. And she basically felt pressured into doing it because what the fuck else do you do in that moment?
Yeah, what the fuck? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The dude is a degen, to say the least.
Yeah,
And not
dude,
the good
I
fun kind
really,
either.
since we even said that we would sort out what matches we would react to, I don't even want to react to this out of principle. Like, keeping it to the wrestling, I don't want to see Seth Rollins take another L. But then
Yeah.
even looking at things beyond that,
Yeah, no,
like,
I'm with you on that. I do agree that we skip Riddle Rollins.
yeah.
That said, though, let's get to another match here. Let's just get to the other match that doesn't have, or actually, there are two other matches that don't have any real kind of implications. Let's just get to the one that I already know you're not looking forward to: Edge and Mysterio versus Judgment Day. Judgment Day have to win, right? Because of Dominic defecting.
I would think, I would really think, like now would have to be the time if Dominic is defecting, and that seems to be where they're going.
Dude, the
Me,
weird
so
thing though is like if I didn't think about the possibility of Dominic defecting, which being again completely like all cards on the table is something that could happen. It's not something that
yes,
we know is going to happen. It's something that we're speculating might happen, maybe. But if that doesn't happen, I feel like Edge and Mysterio win 100 times out of 100.
yeah, yeah, I absolutely agree with you because you and I not watching the product, I don't know where Judgment Day are perceptually. Like if that perception's been rehabilitated some
Right,
in terms of booking and credibility and stuff.
right.
But the Judgment Day I remember, yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Absolutely. So I'm gonna go Judgment Day tentatively for the win because I do expect a Dominic defection. But if you would want to change your mind here, brother, and be like, you know what, I don't think they're gonna pull the trigger on that. I'm gonna go Edge Mysterio. I would not blame you at all. Like at all. It really is a coin toss.
Yeah, you know what? So that we have different perspectives, I am going to pick Edge and Mysterio because I don't want us to just go all in on this hypothetical situation that might happen.
That's fair. I mean, one of us should be grounded, and you have a better track record, so I'll be the one that's
Well,
like, yeah,
because
yeah. Oh,
here's my thing. I look at it this way: if Dominic doesn't betray them during the match, they're winning every time. If Dominic does betray them during the match, they're probably losing that every time. But there's also a chance that Dominic betrays them after the match, in which case I would still have expected them to have won, then Judgment Day beatdown, then Dom turns and joins in on the beatdown. I think that is a very possible thing that could happen as well. And because that's a possible thing, I don't think this is like a 50-50 coin flip. I think that it's more likely that Edge and Mysterio win, whether it's because Dom just doesn't turn or because he waits till after the match is over to turn.
you know how they could actually make me give a shit about Dom turning? Just to add one more thing to this match before we move
Please.
on.
No, yeah, go.
If he hurts Edge to do it and not Ray, forcing Ray to be in the conflict of do I help my longtime friend or do I stand by my son?
Yeah, that would be very interesting for sure. Yeah.
And then here's the thing. You could go one of two routes with Ray. Of course, there's one that I'm going to find more interesting than the other. You could have him join Judgment Day, but almost as like an infiltration because it's like, I'm going to rehabilitate my son from the inside and rescue him from the inside. Or he just goes all in. Like, you know what? Edge, blood is thicker than water. Family is, stronger than friendship. And I'm just going all in. If my son wants to do this, then I'm committed. And he genuinely joins Judgment Day because Ray is at the point in his career where, like, I would hope that he's been responsible with his money. So I don't know why he'd be so threatened about merch sales or whatever, like going away from babyface. He's done it all. His career is set. I think this is the time where you get to be experimental because you put your fucking time in. Do a fucking heel run, Ray. I'd love that shit. I would genuinely, at the very least, I'd check out every YouTube clip that he was involved in, upload it on WWE's page. So I hope they have, if Dom does defect, he does it at Edge's expense, not Ray's, forces Ray with the conflict, and I would hope that they can continue to be interesting after that. But who knows? So I just wanted to put that in there before we move on to our next matchup.
All right, and since you mentioned moving on to our next matchup, let's do that. We've got our women's six-woman tag match: Bianca, Alexa, and Asuka versus what's it called?
Damage control.
Control. Yeah, I had the control. I had the CTRL in my mind, and I had to figure out the rest of it in my head. But yeah, damage control. Bailey, Dakota, and Io. Thoughts?
God, oh God. Okay, so I'm liking this all cards on the table mentality that you and I have been having for this. So keeping up with that energy, it should be a good match, and I love Damage Control conceptually. I think the whole booking of, oh my God, Dakota wasn't legal, it's overbooked. You should have just given them the fucking titles.
Yeah.
I am happy for Aaliyah on a personal level because I know she's been in WWE, especially NXT, forever. I don't even know if there was a part of her that thought she was never going to see a championship. She was probably going to see a pink slip. So
Yeah.
I am happy for her on a personal front, and I'm being sincere about that. But I think, when you put those feelings aside, that shouldn't get in the way of a good story. And I wanted Damage Control to be dominant. That's one side. The other side, and again, this is still on a more negative side because I already acknowledge I think in the ring it's going to be a good match. I wish Bianca Belair had a title defense here. I'm sorry. Like, I feel like she's still such a big deal and such a major baby face. And to be in front of that crowd, and we know that foreign crowds, especially, in the UK, they're ravenous, they're rabid, they're going to be white hot. I expect them to be white hot. I'll be shocked if
Can
they're
I say
not.
something?
Of course.
Is it possible that they didn't want to do Bianca Bailey here because they know how fucking over Bailey is in the UK?
That is possible. That is possible. And then, of course, that leads to, well, if you're not going to do that match, what match do you do that would be as hot as that match?
Right.
So yeah, it's just, I've never liked when any major champion has been in like a random tag match on a pay-per-view. That's kind of why I hated Survivor Series for a few years as a kid, because you'd see the WWE champion on a Survivor Series team, and it's like, no, defend that fucking title.
Right.
And I know that's not Bianca's fault, obviously, like that's booking, but that's precisely my point. Is like I just don't care for the booking of this whole thing.
You just gave me a really good idea for a storyline, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, okay. But I think you just got to go Damage Control, man.
I was even gonna say, I feel like the ideal booking here, like the booking that I feel like would be perfect, that would make the most sense, that would advance the most stories. You have Io specifically pin Alexa specifically. Why? Because Io and Dakota got eliminated from the tag title tournament unjustly, and they should probably get a shot at the tag team champions when they're crowned. I think it's a lot more likely that Bliss and Asuka become the next tag champs than Raquel and Aaliyah, right? Or wait, did I fuck that up? Did Raquel and Aaliyah just win the tag titles?
They did. That's the whole thing, and they did it by beating Dakota and Io, but Dakota apparently wasn't legal.
Fucked. So Raquel and Aaliyah are actually the women's tag team champions right now.
Yes, that is correct.
Then you know what? While I do still think that Damage Control should win, I'm actually going to change my answer. Dakota Kai pins Alexa Bliss because I don't think they're going to do this. This is what I think I would do. I would have Dakota Kai pin Bliss because, first of all, I'm okay with pinning Bliss because Bianca is your world fucking champion. You can't pin her. And I just way rather protect Asuka. I don't think Bliss is like a contender anytime soon. Whereas I think Asuka could be. And I'm saying Dakota Kai this time because I feel like it helps to rehabilitate her image after getting pinned on Raw.
Right. Yeah, I think I'll agree with you on that. I don't want to be contentious about that. I think everything you're saying is sensible, and I think we're both yeah.
Realistically, I could legitimately see the babyface team winning here.
God, that's frustrating.
It is. It's very frustrating, but they could see Dakota Kai eating the pin on Monday as an opportunity to be like, oh, she's just the fall girl of the group. So they have her eat the pin here as well.
Oh, God. Okay, it's not that what you're saying is wrong. I just need to say is kind of like, not necessarily an aside comment, but just generally, when you only have 3 people, I don't believe in a designation of a fall person. I think you need at least 5 for me to be comfortable with that role. Like, when it's 3 and you're a trio, it should be dominant to me.
I mean, to be fair, Cosmic Angels had 4 for a really long time before Poi joined, and they had Waka.
Okay, so I should say more than 3, because I am comfortable at 4, to be fair. But I think when it's 3, that's so snug and intimate. Like, imagine if the Shield had a fall guy. We never would remember them the way that they are, right?
Well, you know what, though, dude? Here's my thing. I do see where you're coming from, and I do agree with you to a degree, but does WWE really want Damage Control to be a Shield level faction.
Oh no! They already told on themselves with that fact with this whole tag title tournament fiasco.
Yeah.
Like I will concede that to you immediately. I'm just saying in principle,
Right.
just from an abstract argumentative standpoint,
Right.
I don't like the idea of a full person in a 3-person group. Like get
I
another
agree.
person in there.
I agree with
Yeah,
you.
yeah. But I'm sorry. Back to your general point that you could see the babyfaces winning. So where are you? Where are you gonna lock? I guess is my question for you. Are you sticking with Damage Control or?
Optimistically, this time I will pick Damage Control. I feel like they need it. I feel like storyline wise, it makes the most sense. I feel like the person that you least need to worry about protecting in this entire match is Alexa Bliss.
Right.
So to me, yeah, I think Damage Control makes the most sense to win here. And you could even do
Yeah.
Bailey. You could even have like Bailey and Bianca kind of take each other out to set up a future women's title match between them.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So there we go. All right, let's get to our women's championship match, Liv and Shayna.
I was just thinking about this match. I'm glad this one was next. Again, I'm really trying to find the words because I don't just want to be like, turned
Okay,
up.
if you're
Really
struggling, I can go first for this one. I feel like I haven't gone first much.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you go first.
So, John, I know that you didn't watch SmackDown tonight, and I barely watched it at all. But what I did see was one of the cringiest interactions I've ever seen between Liv and Shayna. It was really, really bad. They were talking shit to each other, and they got all up in each other's faces, but they were saying the lamest shit ever. I'm not really looking forward to this match anymore. Not just because of this one, interaction, but because of the way that Liv has been booked. This interaction that they just had hurt it a little bit. Liv has really lost a lot of momentum. I feel like they're writing her really poorly lately. I feel like Liv is kind of an, oddly enough, I feel like she is one of the bigger losers of the Triple H regime compared to the Vince regime because I feel like Vince was doing her more justice than Triple H has been.
Yeah, bro, you know what? I am so glad you said that because I think you've given me a jumping off point to how I want to start. I feel like Liv deserves better than this. Not that Shayna's a shit challenger or anything. Shayna's not the problem to me. The problem to me, again, I kind of said this at the start when I was going like through the car, and then I'm like, you know what? Let me save some shit because we're going to talk about these matches anyway. I felt like Liv's story was I'm getting better at wrestling, but not in a Kelly Kelly way because I always showed something, but now I'm realizing my true potential kind of thing. And then her realizing that potential culminated in her winning the championship. And then I didn't care for SummerSlam. I understood SummerSlam. I just didn't care for it because it's Ronda. And again, you are what you're booked. And they've always made her look like a monster because of her legit UFC background and blah, blah, blah. But like the whole controversial, the ref was counting Ronda's shoulders, but didn't see Liv's hand tapping out. So Liv didn't really win, but she won. Like I hated that. I would have rather just an underdog come up from behind. Maybe she catches Ronda in a roll-up kind of thing. And they didn't do that. So that already to me is like, Liv's just lucky then. So that whole thing about her getting better, her getting stronger, her, nose to the grindstone, steadfast, the commitment, everything just means fuck all. And then you see here with Shayna again, very similar to Ronda, tormenting her, going after the arm, which is great for Shayna and Shayna fans. This is the Shayna we've been waiting for. But again, it's like, I believe Liv, the story that I was watching, I believe that Liv can beat Shayna. It wouldn't be a fluky thing. And I think that's what I worry about with this match is it going to be another fluky win? Is it going to be something where it's like Shayna really should have won, but Liv got it, or just some bullshit? And I'm like, no, I could believe a really competitive back and forth match where Liv shows a lot of heart and somehow manages to pull it out. And I especially hate this too because I don't want to look too far into the future, but like, you're kind of delegitimizing Liv with this kind of writing and booking.
I think
so. Then
that might be intentional, but I don't know.
Dude, I don't want to believe it, but honestly, this business is so fucking awful that you're probably onto something. But really, to me, what it comes down to is Charlotte's going to be back soon, and I'm convinced that if Liv gets past Shayna, Charlotte is 100% beating her for that title. I was convinced of that already, even if it was the Liv that I wanted to see as champion. But this Liv, oh my god. Yeah, they're absolutely going to have Charlotte beat her. And then I worry for Liv, honestly, that it'll be a Nikki ASH situation where she's just back down in the mid-card and she may not see another championship for a long time. And that's such a fucking shame because she's so over. Like what she said about her own
She's
title
not
reign
anymore, though.
was true. And she's not anymore. They killed it because she said, like, the people want me to be champion. And they
Yeah,
did
dude.
at that
Yeah,
time.
you're absolutely right. But literally, just since SummerSlam, her momentum is dead. I literally like her reactions have gone down so much, and some of the reactions have even started to be negative. Like she does not get the kind of reception that she got before SummerSlam and going into SummerSlam.
God damn it, man. God damn it. That's so heartbreaking.
I'm just gonna
God.
say right now, though, like I'm not gonna predict this to happen. Let me actually just lock in my shit first. First of all, I do think Liv is gonna retain here. I do think it's gonna be fluky, mostly because it would be shades of Triple H booking Shayna in NXT, where it's like, okay, we get it. She's the fucking best. Just put the goddamn title on her already. But no, she keeps losing in these weird fluky ways like Ember Moon and shit. But I do, and that's how I think Liv's gonna do it. I think it's probably gonna be a situation where she like flips over and pins Shayna, like that kind of thing. But here's a weird fantasy booking thing that I don't actually think is going to happen, but a way that I could see them doing it, and maybe more if it was still the Vince era. I could see Liv surviving, but the whole match, Shayna's targeting the arm, targeting the arm, targeting the arm. She breaks the arm with the kick and all that shit. All this. She's going after the arm hard, destroys the arm. Liv somehow survives. The following Friday on SmackDown, Liv officially announces that she is injured. She has to vacate the title. She can't compete. She's going to be gone for a little while. Maybe to set up a return at the Rumble. I don't know. But we have a vacated title, and that leads to the main event of the next pay-per-view, Shayna Baszler versus Charlotte, which I think is exactly what they want to do.
I love that idea, if for no other reason, because I think a comeback story would rejuvenate Liv some. But I know you said that was fantasy booking, so let me ask you one more thing, because I'll also say that I think Liv's going to retain. But I just want to ask you one more question about this match and about Liv specifically before we jump off to our next match. Do you think because of the flukiness and stuff and the reactions dying down and even kind of going the opposite direction that Liv might turn heel soon?
No.
Or do you think that, like, no? Because I'm thinking about it. I'm just going to say that. I am thinking about it, that I'm wondering.
No, dude, they are trying so fucking hard to get people to boo Ronda, but they don't know how to book it for some reason. So they just keep doing cool shit with her, like having her be like a badass, and she starts just getting cheered more. It's really weird. I don't think they know what the fuck they're doing with Ronda or Liv, honestly.
You want people to boo Ronda, just keep giving her a mic. I mean, not for me. I'll keep putting it on mute, but like, just let her be herself. Like, I feel like
those of us that are already in the realm of booing Ronda will mute it. Those that need convincing will hear it. But that's the point.
Yeah. Like, I feel like they're making a better version of Ronda by giving her all the cool shit. Because isn't she in something with Pierce right now that she like attacked him or whatever? And I've been hearing that Pierce cut a decent promo tonight, apparently.
Well, yeah, he got real fired up and told the crowd to shut up and everything.
Oh wow, Jesus. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I don't either, dude. I don't either.
God, women's division is a mess, at least on SmackDown.
Only on SmackDown. The Raw women's division is kind of fucking slaps right now.
Yeah, they got the much needed damage control. but yeah. Next matchup
will be Gunther defending the Intercontinental title against Sheamus.
Gunther retains. I'm not even gonna waste breath on this. I really don't see a new champion here.
Okay.
Especially now that Triple H is taken over. Because I could believe the backstage reports in the Vince era that they gave up on him. Triple H, nah. I think Triple H sees him as like full-time Brock Lesnar.
No,
in a way,
dude.
like that same aura.
First of all, while I do think that Triple H does see something in him, I don't think he sees him that highly. Triple H is the one that booked Ilya fucking Dragunov to beat this dude.
That is true. That is a fair counterpoint.
And have Pete Dunne take him to the limit? Like, no, there's no way.
I mean, maybe not full-time Brock Lesnar. I should choose my words more carefully. He's definitely treating him like a behemoth, though. And he got him to main event against Shinsuke for the Intercontinental, which is huge for the IC title.
Yeah.
So, like, I think Gunther, maybe not a Brock Lesnar level. Again, that's on me. I should choose my words more carefully. What I was trying to stress
I mean, dude,
to
be fair, we used to say that about him. We used to be like, that's what he can be. That's what we see in him. I just don't think that Triple H sees anything close to that in him.
And I would agree, but I still think Triple H might see him as a big, I would even say main event level player, even if not Brock level.
I would
Like
agree with that.
yeah,
Yeah, main event level, yeah. Brock level, no. But yeah, I do agree with you.
yeah. So I think it's an easy retention for him. I think it'll be a Haas fight. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
again, like I really think, and that's why I don't want to go too far afield, but I do kind of hate that it seems like Sammy and Kevin are going to get back together and go after the tag titles. I'm like, that is such a waste of both guys. Because for me, the ideal situation, especially if I'm not going to get a Roman Sammy feud, which again, I'm not even going to get into that. That's too far afield. I'd love to see Sammy and Gunther mix it up for that IC title. I think that'd be fucking great because Sammy, as a babyface, I remember him saying that he wanted to win the Intercontinental title at one point. Like that was kind of a mini arc for him at one time, like several years ago. Obviously he got to win it as a heel, but I think winning it as that underdog and representing the more kind of like Bret Hart kind of strain of Intercontinental champions and stuff like that, Shawn Michaels, all that. I think him and Gunther can make magic. So Gunther retains. I don't know who he'll drop the title to, but I don't think it's going to be the Sheamus here. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, part of me is like, wait a minute, Sheamus is going to have two guys with him at ringside, and Gunther's only going to have one. That's a mismatch. Sheamus might actually win, but that's not how wrestling works. Gunther's retaining. I agree.
I will say though, the only argument in Sheamus's favor is that commentary has made a deal that the Intercontinental title is the one title that Sheamus has never held. But I don't think that's going to be strong enough. I do think Sheamus will win it at one point in his
I
career,
mean,
but it ain't going to be now.
that no, I'm sticking with Gunther. I just gut feeling maybe Sheamus can do this.
I just wanted to put that out there so that we had all the facts.
I'm glad you
But
did. Well, I'm kind of glad you did. I'm glad that I have all the facts now, but it's frustrating because now I'm second guessing myself.
yeah, I apologize. Maybe I should have said that at the beginning. But I don't really, to be fair, I only just remembered it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't think that's going to be reason enough here.
I don't know, dude. I just gut feelings are saying Sheamus, but like brain is saying Gunther. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally, totally, dude. That's my existence when we do these things. It's like
I'm gonna go with my brain again and pick Gunther. I feel like I'm gonna regret that on 24 hours from now or even like 15 hours from now. But yeah, no, I'm gonna agree with you and pick Gunther. Our main event is Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. God, that's a mouthful.
I will give credit to both guys. I think they've built this so well. I love that Sammy's gotten to be a part of it. I'm loving the interactions that him and Roman are having together. It really is a credit to Roman Reigns. This title reign has definitely had lulls. I wouldn't put that on him, but this is definitely like a high point for his reign, and it's like 2 years in now at this point because they just marked 2 years tonight on SmackDown. So yeah, that's huge for him, and that's great. Drew, I have said it over and over. The dude's the consummate fucking pro. He's been cutting fire fucking promos. He apparently did a great media thing with Ariel from the One Thing and fucking I think Fox Sports possibly. I don't know, but they did like some kind of docu thing, which I want to check out. Hopefully, he's a great babyface, great company guy. I think he deserves a title win in front of people. We have said that over and over and over, and it still stands true here. So you've really got a clash of forces here. If it wasn't for fucking Karrion, this dude literally ruins everything. I really fucking hate this dude on some real shit. I honestly thought it was going to be Drew's time. Yeah, I really thought it was going to be Drew's time to beat Roman. But honestly, dude, I think Drew's next big program is Karrion, but I don't think it's going to be for the championship. So I'm actually going to go with Roman retaining here. I don't know. You talk about gut feeling. This is the one time where I'll go with my gut over my brain because my brain says it just seems tailor made for Drew. Like this is the fucking moment.
Mm-hmm.
And if he comes out with broken dreams, especially, right? It's like how can you like go against that? But my gut just says that yeah, Roman's gonna go just a little bit further, I guess. And it's not that I hate it.
Oh,
I don't hate it in the context of this match immediately in a vacuum.
right.
I hate it because I think about who is ultimately going to beat Roman, who's going to get that rub. And I know people are worried about Karrion. Bitch, I ain't worried about Karrion. I mean, maybe I should be, but I'm not. I'm worried about a fucking returning Cody Rhodes and the ballyhoo and the fucking I did it for you, dad, and the crying and just fuck, man. Like, I want to put this in context, too, because I know what I said could have been taken as shitty, and maybe even it was shitty. It's obviously okay for men to cry. I have nothing against crying. I cry seemingly once a day these days. It's good. It's healthy. It's cathartic. But Jesus Christ, not when you're trying to manipulate a crowd to root for you, because that's not authentic. That's not... Fuck. I hate this motherfucker. Jesus Christ. All right. So, yeah, Roman retains. This I very well could be wrong on though. This really is. It could go either way to me. I am so curious what you're going to say when I get done here in a few seconds. But I just think ultimately Roman's going to win, and they're going to give the big fucking thing to Cody. Roman may not even drop it until WrestleMania next year, dude. Like the WrestleMania, because I expect Cody to be back by then. Maybe even win the Rumble. They do the big match, and then Cody wins, and it's his big deal because it was Mania, and Roman was champ for so long. And I fucking hate it. So I'm just going to lock in Roman retains, but it's a tough one. So I'm really curious where you're coming from with this.
I have so much to say. Oh my god. Okay. So, Cody, I understand your concern. He is 100% a worst case scenario, and I will 100% give you that. Here is my thing. I think Cody was a Vince guy.
I hope you're right.
Cody, who did Cody make fun of the most in AEW? Who did he take the most
I know,
shots
dude.
at?
I know, dude. I'm hoping the Triple H remembers. I'm hoping Pepper Farm remembers because it was Triple H. We got those receipts, man. We got those receipts.
Oh, hey there, kid. You think you're a throne breaker, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Hunter Triple H, sir. Don't do this to me.
Yeah, no, I got a throne for you to break. It's called the bench. Now ride it.
Yes. Yes, the nose.
This is definitely wishful thinking on my part, but I do think that there's a very real chance that Cody isn't just an immediate main eventer when he does return because of Triple H and not Vince. Or I guess you could say because of Vince just not being here. And that's speculation, it's wishful thinking, it's all that shit. But here's what I will say. When you said my brain feels this way, I 100% agreed with you. And that is that this entire show literally feels like it revolves around the initiation into the gods of Drew McIntyre. This entire show feels like it is supposed to be Drew McIntyre's fucking moment. There are rumors that he's going to be using Broken Dreams as his entrance theme. It is in the UK. He is challenging for the biggest title of them all. He is arguably the biggest babyface in the company, unless you count Roman himself, who gets hella pops just by being a blatant heel. I just feel like everything points to Drew winning the title here, or the titles. And another thing that I really want to get off my chest here, I don't think that they're ever going to have Roman defend both of those titles in two separate matches in one night, but they could do that with Drew. You could have Drew defend one against Roman, have him beat Roman, but scrape by just by the fucking skin of his teeth, barely beat Roman, and then Cross's music hits and he comes out, and Drew is battered and beaten and fucked up, and Roman leaves with dignity, and it turns him face because that's what we all fucking want anyway at this point. And Cross comes in and he beats Drew for one of the titles, and then we finally have one title on each brand again, which we know USA Network wants one of them.
Okay, so I'm picking up everything you're laying down just from a logical perspective. I am still going to go Roman. It sounds like, though, you want to lock in Drew.
Yes, I am locking
Okay.
in Drew. And admittedly, I'll say right now, as much as I want to logic my way into this being the quote unquote correct decision, there is a massive bias here because I fucking love babyface Drew McIntyre in his current iteration, and I want to see him get a coronation in front of a fucking crowd, and not just any crowd, but the crowd that will pop the loudest for him in the UK. Literally an 8-hour drive from his home country in Scotland.
Yeah, I'm definitely, it's resonating. I just need to get this off my chest because opposite Light Yagami, I have to laugh now. I can't hold it in. If they fuck Drew on this and Roman retains, the only thing that'll make it okay, I want them to cut to a live shot of Triple H laughing his ass off. And I'd also like to believe that after Cody did that fucking idiotic performance of competing with the torn, what was it, tricep?
Peck.
Or whatever.
Peck.
Like, Oh yeah, a torn pec. That's right. I want to believe that Triple H was watching it. I'm laughing his ass off because like Cody didn't even know what was coming because none of us did. Like, oh, you did all that for absolutely nothing. I want him. I am so against toxic wrestling culture and politics, but this one time I will assume the position and fucking simp for it because I want to see Cody get screwed over so hard. I really don't want to see him as world champion. So maybe we won't have to worry about it because if Drew's a babyface champion, unless Cody turns heel, that's not happening. And like you said, Cody might have been more of a Vince guy than a Triple H guy. So yeah, I'll stick with Roman and Jesus take the wheel because I have no idea what's going to happen in this one. But this should be a fun main event though.
Do
I'm
do
psyched for
we
this.
know what the next actual WWE pay-per-view is after Clash of the Castle? Is it Extreme
No,
Rules?
it might be Extreme Rules, right?
See, but that plays into my narrative even better because then you have a stip on Drew Roman, and Drew can even maybe get a little color for the match with Cross.
That is true.
Like, how do you make a 6'5", 265-pound stud sympathetic? You have him get the shit kicked out of him by another 6'3", 265-pound stud in a match that involves weapons and hard things hitting him where it hurts. And, it goes 15 to 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden you bring out another, I won't call Cross a stud, but another big guy that could get, really put him through the works, and you have him actually beat him. Like that's the key to baby faces is sympathy, and it's difficult to get sympathy on big guys like this. Drew's great at garnering sympathy, and if they write it that way, it would be an amazing way to get it on him.
Bro, I pulled up a pay-per-view schedule. You're right. It's fucking Extreme Rules in October,
Yeah.
October 8th.
All right, so I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna lock in Drew, and I'm gonna just fucking pray at this point. Please, please let them not fuck this up and actually pull the trigger on coronating Drew. I know it would technically be his second coronation, but Roman's had like 6. There's no problem with giving Drew a second one, especially because the first one barely even counted as it wasn't even in front of a fucking crowd, and it didn't even actually main event the WrestleMania it happened on because he defended the title against the fucking Big Show.
Bro, I just hope that nobody booking this shit has a hard on thinking about the heat if Roman fucking retains. Because, like, I'm telling you, I really feel like this crowd in Wales is going to be so fucking rabid that, unironically, if Roman retained, I could see a trash in the ring situation. I'm not going to be hyperbolic and be like, oh,
no, dude, I could definitely see it too. Well, oh, fuck. God damn it. I think the writers could see it too. I think they probably feel that way too. Fuck.
What if another act of God happens and as Drew's getting ready to deploy the Claymore, his ankle snaps? And then Roman just spears him for a 3 count. Thanks, God, we the ones.
Sammy grabs him by the ankle and pulls him face down.
Yeah.
And Drew lands hard on his face, busts his nose open. Roman gets the spear 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
No, I'm not gonna let my realistic, pessimistic side take over. I'm picking Drew to win the title. Damn it.
Plus, I just want to say one more thing too. Not to make this conversation go on longer than it needs to, but like Drew's kind of owed one because Roman beat him at that one Survivor Series.
In
so
2020.
like, yeah, like it's payback time, bitch. Come on, let's go. So yeah, we'll see, but definitely looking forward to this main event. So to round this out, what matches are we reacting to? Do you think definitively?
I was gonna leave that up to you, man.
Okay, so we're skipping. Go through the card with me. Actually, go through the card with me, individual match, and I'll tell you skip or watch, and I'll see if you agree with me or disagree with me. I do want us to come to a consensus. So
okay,
one more time.
Okay, Riddle Rollins, we agreed we're not gonna watch.
Yes.
Judgment Day versus Edge and Ray.
I'd be open to watching it if you want to watch it.
I want to watch it. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do that.
Okay. Women's 3-on-3. I definitely want to watch that.
I want to watch it just for Damage Control, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Damage and Asuka and Bianca.
Asuka and Bianca are great. I'm just, I'm really all about the Damage Control faction right now.
But it's like it's a 3-on-3 where only one person we don't care about, Alexa.
Exactly.
So okay, so we're gonna do Judgment Day versus Edge and Ray. We're gonna do that. Liv Shayna.
I'm honestly good to skip that after our
Same,
conversation.
same. All right. Gunther Sheamus.
Skip. I really,
Please.
yeah.
Yeah. No. Hard pass. I'm sure the match will be good. I'm sure people will be talking about, oh, it was the underrated match of the night. Fuck off. I don't care. It's gonna go 20 minutes. It's gonna go 20 minutes, and I'm gonna be bored after 5. And the main event, I'm assuming we're gonna watch.
Oh, we have to, dude. I think the
Yeah.
ramifications are so huge, and yeah,
All
I'd,
right.
I'd like to be there for Drew's potential coronation.
So the only matches that we're watching other than main event then are Edge and Ray versus Judgment Day and the women's 6-woman tag.
I like that these pay-per-views are always so snug because we just have done 3 matches, I think, for like the last few. That's like kind of our magic number, and just yeah. So we'll do those 3 matches. Should be a fun time, and yeah, that's it. So
All right.
thank you guys for joining us.
Nice.
Leave a like as you file out. Subscribe with the bell icon so you don't miss any of that 12 goodness. Check out everything we're involved in the description box. Follow us on Twitter and Twitch because we are the best in all the IWC. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow at 1 for selected Clash of the Castle match live reactions. You already know the 3 matches that we're going to be doing. Then I want to say, was it 8 that we agreed we would do the N1 finals, Kiyomiya versus Hideki Suzuki. And
Yes.
then at 11:30, it'll be AEW All Out preview and predictions. And then Sunday, we're
Wait,
going
no, we
live
were
at
doing that at 9, bro.
Oh, we're doing that at 9. Okay, yeah, because it's the one match and just get that out. Yeah, so 9. We did this for 11:30 tonight, so I guess I got my wires crossed. But then tomorrow, though, or Sunday, the important thing is we're going live at 7 because we did want to do the buy-in because we thought that the buy-in looked attractive. I don't even know. I think the casino ladder match is on the main show, but I think fucking Kingston Ishii, right? That's going to be on the pre-show or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Fucking got to support our pupper, especially if he's not going to be in G1s anymore. I don't know if they substantiated that rumor or not. But yeah, so that'll be at 7 because I know normally we skip pre-shows, but this one actually looks pretty good. I'm saying it for myself just as much as you guys, trust me. So yeah, All Out's going to be, it's going to be, and hopefully it's good. I want to be positive about the show because the card does look solid, and we'll get more into it in our preview predictions tomorrow. But obviously, most immediately, Clash of the Castle, 1 p.m. our time. And we'll see you guys then for select match live reactions. Ashton, you could take us home.
All right. I don't really have anything to add, so we hope that you're all looking forward to the content over the weekend. And most importantly, we hope that you're all able to remember to stay tuned.